Hola amigos, ¿cómo estás? Welcome back to the channel. Today we've got a brand new episode of Flores Watch. Obviously a lot's been happening with him this past season, well half a season, not even that. To go straight into it, obviously he's on the back of 6 goals and 2 assists in 8 games for the Arsenal under-18s. Obviously I'm a little bit disappointed because I really thought he was going to get kicking on with the U23s this season, but obviously their squad's stacked. But he's doing really well with the under 18s. I think he's slightly too good for the under 18s now, just like Charlie Patino is. And I don't think I think his days with the under 18s are numbered, to be honest with you. But going straight into it, obviously you would have noticed that they had the Arsenal's U18 team had a game on the weekend, and Flores was not part of it. That is because he's been picked and chosen by Mexico's U20 squad to go to Mexico to play something called a Revelations Cup. Just be reading up on it. Apparently, it's a cup that the FMF, the Mexico Football Federations, created with Spain. No, sorry, with Brazil, Colombia, and the US. It was kind of like a little tournament for them for their youth system. So he's just had his first game. Played earlier today. Obviously, I couldn't watch the game, but I've watched the highlights. And mate, I watched a couple of U18 games, which was fortunate that it was online. I could watch it. And mate, what a player he is! I mean, he's really good attacking wise. With the ball, he reminds me so much of Santi Cazorla. Um, Seems really difficult to get off the ball. He's always switching, and always going forward. He's always looking for the goal. And you saw that in this game today. And I think a lot of people from Mexico and the US watched this game because obviously I think it was on 2 and yeah, everyone's all raving about it, which is about him, which is awesome. You know, it's why I have for the last year and a half, 2 years. Um, it's really good to see. It's really good to see him playing a lot and playing well for Arsenal, and as well as playing a lot and well for El Tri. Arsenal wise, I don't think it's long before he's either in the U23s or given his first team debut. Loads of reports that Arteta's really keen on him. Maybe in the early stages of the FA Cup, if we get a couple of decent early rounds, maybe he can get his debut then. I thought he was going to get his debut in the League Cup, to be honest with you, but we seem to be going all out in that to kind of win it. He's always playing very strong squads. Um, so it leads to the U23s, but U23s are stacked. I mean, they're ridiculously stacked, and they're doing well. I think they're top of their league at the moment. So it's maybe a little bit difficult for him to get in there, but I don't want him to get stuck in the U23s. You know, if he's playing regularly for the U18s, I don't mind him playing there. Um, as long as Arteta's got him in his sights, and as long as he keeps training with the first team, that's all I really care about at the moment. He got injured at the end of last season, so maybe they're just thinking, okay, we'll give him a few months with the under 18s, get him back to full fitness, and like I said, 6 goals and 2 assists in 8 games so far. Obviously, they played a game without him, so I think this weekend will probably be game 10. So it'll probably be like, I don't know how long this is going to go on for. Probably a couple of weeks or so. Um, I think it's a week or so. So it'll probably be like game 12 ish when he's back playing for Arsenal. So yeah, I mean, it's a really good, end return for him, and obviously it's really good that he's chosen for Mexico again. Seems like he's keen on Mexico. He's still yet to represent England or Canada that he's also eligible for. Um, he's played for Mexico a bunch of times now, so either Mexico are the only team that's willing to call him up, which maybe Mexico and England, maybe so. I mean, England, I would imagine, are probably stacked in the attacking players' positions anyway. But Canada, for sure. I mean, if he's good enough to play for Mexico, if it's good enough for Mexico to continually call him up, then he's definitely good enough to play in Canada's youth system. And either they've not called him up, or he's chosen Mexico over them. And I think it's the latter. Like, I can't imagine Canada not at least trying to call him up. And I think he's chosen Mexico, and I think he's going to choose Mexico. I mean, it'll be astoundingly weird for me if he plays loads and loads of times with Eltree in the youth system, and just suddenly at the very end goes, "No, actually, I want to play for Canada." I mean, it's easier for him to get into the Canada team. So if he wants to play first team national football, Canada's the way to go, and he's still not doing that. So makes me think that he prefers Mexico. Maybe his dad's pressuring him to go to Mexico. I'm not quite sure, but his dad seems really cool and really supportive of his kids. So I don't imagine him um, forcing it on him or by any means. So I can't help thinking, looking at the history so far in the last couple of years, he's only played for Mexico. And his sisters, I think Tatiana's dabbled with the England like U17 team. I think she even captained that in a tournament in the past summer. So she's more than happy to flirt with England, maybe Canada as well. I'm sure he's willing to flirt with them as well. So I can only assume that either Canada again are not calling him up, which I don't think is possible, or he's choosing Mexico over um, Canada and England. So it's all good so far. You had the 0-0 draw against Colombia in the first round, this Revelations Cup. The US incidentally got smashed 4-0 by Brazil. Brazil, like always, no matter what age group they are, there it's Brazil, isn't it? So Mexico, I think we've got Brazil up next, so that's going to be an interesting game on the 13th. So in a couple of days for me. Gotta try and watch that because I've got the day off. So yeah, then obviously the US again on the 16th. So two decent games for Mexico. You would expect Mexico to beat the US, um, and maybe Colombia gets one over Brazil, and gets into interesting knockout rounds. But yeah, it's really cool, and obviously it's a international break now, so they're not playing anyway for a bit. So yeah, I'm not quite sure. I'm pretty sure Arsenal under 18s are still going to be playing, but. Yeah, I just what can I say? I saw the replays. It's really good. Like he's tricky as, he's pacey. He's always technical. He's always looking for the goal. He's difficult to get off the ball. He's got a good shot on him. He's a goal scorer, really, and he's a bit of an assister as well. He wears number 10 for Mexico. Maybe he is the number 10. Maybe that's his best role. I think he plays there quite a lot for Arsenal. I think he has been thrown out wide a couple of times as well, but as most young players are, they trying out different positions, see what they're best at. But yeah, they're all raving about Marcelo at the moment, and it's good to see, going on Twitter, and like I said, everyone that I know for a fact that probably don't watch him too often, because obviously Arsenal under 18 games are notoriously difficult to watch. I've seen way, way more Chivas youth games than Arsenal ever. And that's the last year or so of Chivas games compared to ever from Arsenal. That's because Chivas put them on YouTube. Like, I don't know, I don't understand why Arsenal don't put their youth games on YouTube. Maybe the U23s, because that's kind of a little bit more prestigious, but the under 18s for sure could go on YouTube, and so that everyone can watch them. Um, but it is what it is. But he's doing really well at the moment. I can't rave enough about him. Hopefully, he picks Mexico for sure and becomes the second Mexican man to represent Arsenal in the first team. Obviously, after Carlos Vela, way back when. Um, obviously, his sister Silvana's the first Mexican woman to represent Arsenal's um, first team women's team, because obviously she got her debut in one of the pre-season uh, games that she had just before she went to Chelsea. So that was cool. She's in the record books for that. It's just a shame that her and Tatiana left. Obviously, Tatiana's still at Chelsea. Silvana, I think, is on loan at Spurs. But yeah, I think she's still owned by Reading. I'm pretty sure it's Reading. So Tatiana looks properly awesome. I expect Tatiana to, in a couple of years, 2 or 3 years probably, be in one of the top teams in a league, maybe Arsenal or Chelsea or something like that. It'd be awesome if she comes back to Arsenal. Arsenal's teams are always stacked, so is Chelsea's. But yeah, no, it's really cool. I'm really happy for him at the moment. I'll probably do some series on him for this tournament, just to keep you guys updated, because there's a lot of people interested in him now. So hopefully there'll be a fair few more people watching these videos. But yeah, if you haven't watched any of my others, go through. They're all in this playlist. Um, I've got videos from Silvana and Tatiana's days in Arsenal, and obviously when they left, and I've also got a video on when he signed his first professional contract with Arsenal. I think it was like a year ago now, maybe even 2 years ago. I can't remember. It's been a long time, but yeah. So go back and watch any of the videos you want to see, and yeah, stick around for more because there's gonna be a lot more Flores watch videos. I can tell you that. So yeah, well, Marcelo, keep it up, and I'll see you guys after the Brazil game in a couple of days. So, adios.